Afternoon everyone, Joe Blow here again with another video, and this time I want to talk about a growing problem in the West, namely being we have a lot of males but not many men, and we have a lot of women but not very many ladies, and it boils down to we have too many feminine men and we have too many masculine women. And this is something that has been engineered and pushed over the last 10, 20, 30, maybe 40 years. And it's a real problem. And the worst thing about it is, ask most men today, they don't like masculine women. Ask most women today, they don't like feminine men. So why and how have we gotten to this problem, this point in time? You know, we still have this notion that despite the fact men should lead, women control the dating pool. You know, you still have women today make up 70 to 80% of all university students. It is easier these days for women to leave university and get good jobs. They are now beginning to outperform men in terms of salary and earning potential, yet men are still being told, you've got to earn, you've got to lead, you've got to provide. I think to myself, if women want men to provide, why are they working? What is the point in them having money? Are we still stuck in this, you know, his money is our money and my money is my money? You know, that's outrageous, if you ask me. And I feel like today, more and more is being asked of men than ever before. And I do think that people are now capitalising on men and male loneliness. You've got feminists making men pay for loneliness through OnlyFans. You've got traditional women trying to sell men on the notion of marriage, and I think that is completely and utterly broken now. And then you've got dating coaches trying to sell men courses. Everything costs money, but everything today is always about what a man can do, what a man should do, what do women bring into the table now? It's crazy to think that are we going to get to a point now where women will have to start approaching men. It seems overtly masculine, but men have been completely feminized, have been completely browbeaten and put down, and it's as if men don't know how to be men anymore. You know, they're told to be, decisive and firm, but don't be aggressive because that's toxic. They're told to be stoic, but they're also told to be emotionally available. There's no winning, and you can see now why men almost are like, well, I don't know how to be a man now. I don't know what being a man is meant to be anymore. So they check out. And then that's another thing you see. You see lots of social commentary. People saying that men should, 80% of men are deadbeats. They're losers. They stay at home with mum. They just play video games anymore. But what do you want 80% of men to do? Ladies, in the dating pool, 80% of women are only selecting the 20% top men. So what are the other 80% of men meant to do? Are they meant to go to nightclubs? Are they meant to go to pubs? Are they meant to start approaching women? Because I'm told that isn't what women want. Well, women do like to be approached, but they only like to be approached by men they find physically attractive. If you're, dare I say, average, you may as well be Quasimodo, or worse, invisible. And if you're invisible, then you're a creep. So men don't want to be castigated in public that way. So they feel that the only thing to do is to retreat inwards. I'll play my video games with my friends or some online buddies, you know, and I'll shoot the shit. And I don't see how this dichotomy of an excess amount of masculine women and an excess of female feminine men can be changed without there being some sort of complete and utter societal collapse. If the West wants to keep going on its gluttonous path that it has gone on, then the dynamics are probably going to change. You know, you're probably going to have women approaching men if they want to try and find love, you know. You're probably going to have women offering to pay for meals and dates. And for me, that feels a bit weird for me to even say that, let alone contemplate that. But again, if women are better earners now on average than men, why not? Because what is the point in them working and earning money if they're not going to spend it on their partners? And I would also but what I would say is that men, you should still act how you want to act, but you know, for God's sakes, do not simp. For Christ's sakes, if you do nothing else in life, do not simp. You are more than a D going into a V. And for those men that can't even get that and think, well, I've got my OnlyFans, you know, oh, she messages me, she tells me sexy stuff. I've got newsflash for you guys. You know, the really successful women doing OnlyFans, they've probably got an army of writers. So do you think you're talking to her? Do you think she's got time to message the 10,000 simps sliding into her OF DMs? Of course she's not. You know, you're probably talking to Reginald or Bert or Frank or any other paid simp. You know, she's found a simp that she can get, you know, that she can give a few crumbs to. That will be her DM account manager. You know, so just don't do it, guys. You know, look, the genie is out the bottle now. I think to expect girl bosses to not be girl bosses anymore, it's not going to happen. And ironically, I think I talk about short of societal collapse, one way you could perhaps stifle feminism or end it is to perhaps encourage more feminism. And that might sound crazy to a lot of you guys, but think about it. You know, feminism needs to come completely full circle to the point where those feminists get exactly what they want. They get to be treated exactly like men. They get conscripted to go to war, you know. They get down into the sewers to fix the pipes. They can start building houses. They can start maintaining roads, you know. They can be on the front lines. They can become police officers. They can take bullets to protect public safety, yeah? And until I think you put women in absolute male roles, you know, I just don't see this changing for the better. If anything, things are going to get worse, peeps. But I'm curious as to what you think, guys, about this. And I would just say, if you do find a good woman, because not all women are feminists, not all women are masculine. If you find a good woman that has feminine qualities and she wants to do nice things for you, and I mean, because at the end of the day, that's all men want. They just want a woman to be nice. You hold on to that, chaps, because they're like unicorns, and it's rare to find one unicorn. To find a unicorn, lose one, and then find another one, even harder. But gents, also what I'm saying is, if you are generally happy and content being on your own, then you do that, because right now, that is the one thing you do have power over. You can choose to opt out if you want. You know, there is no one telling you you have to go on a dating site yet. There's no one telling you you have to take a woman out yet. And there is no one telling you you have to do this and that for a woman if you're single yet. So, I hope you guys are well. It's a beautiful day today, and enjoy that weather, and let me know what you think in the comments. Ciao for now.